So the Tower Theater's role along 23rd Street, which was part of the historic Route 66, was always just this anchor of a thriving commercial district. This sign was really that beacon that anchored department stores, shops, restaurants, and it was just a thriving commercial district and a huge part of Route 66. In Jay Leno's opening segue when he first took over the Tonight Show, it had a lot of flashes of Route 66 images, and the tower sign was actually included on that montage.
I would make really sure I took note of the Tower Theater on 23rd. The previous owner of that building received a special grant from the National Park Service's Route 66 Corridor Preservation Program to do the initial refurbishment of the marquee. And then since the ownership has changed and the rehabilitation has occurred, it's really going to make sure that that investment was a good one, because the marquee is just great at night over there. So you want to kind of watch for that. Neon was a big part of the character of Route 66, especially out on the motels.
So, as I mentioned, the sign really is just that anchor beacon to the neighborhood. It always has served as that, and we thought it was very important for the neighborhood, and the revitalization of 23rd for that sign to be properly restored. It had been band-aided together quite a bit over the decades, and when our sign company really tore into it, we realized it was time to not do another band-aid, but to completely do a gut restoration of the sign. It's a little bit of an unexpected cost for us, but it was about $85,000, and they had to literally remove one half of the sign to get inside and take all the guts out. So it's all new transformers, all new wiring, all new neon. So hopefully we have restored the sign to be a lasting piece of Route 66 for generations to come. We actually had a sign lighting ceremony on a fairly short notice. It's a bit of a cold day in, I think, February, and we had 300 people show up. Again, it's just been that beacon everybody's been waiting for it to get turned back on to signify that the Tower Theater is back and going to open again soon for business. So when we bought the Tower Theater building, this is actually a 30,000 square foot building. It's a very long building that really anchors the entire block of 23rd Street. The theater's 10,000 square feet of that. We also have 10,000 square feet of office and 10,000 square feet of retail. Historic tax credits were really a critical part of our pro forma to fill in the gap in financing. Projects like this cost more, we spend more money than what they appraise for. The historic tax credits actually help fill that gap to make the project economically viable. Otherwise, it wouldn't be economically viable. So the state historic tax credit was a huge part of that, as well as the federal tax credit. And we would not have done this project without them. So the first tenants in the building should open up within the next few weeks. That'll be a couple of restaurants and bars. There's an office tenant that'll be opening up this month as well. And the theater should start showing live music sometime this summer. So look for upcoming concert announcements.